Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about my Halloween activity book. So this is me creating my little characters that give so much personality and attention to these little activity books. So I wanted to show you my little process. I just actually create everything by hand and my ideas and jot them down. I don't know why, but pen and paper is where my ideas come from. So once everything is drawn, I draw it all back onto the computer. I just do like little drafty style for these kind of things and then really create the whole thing on the computer with my drawing tablet or mouse. And yeah, it's just so beautiful to actually watch these come to life. Anyways, so I just wanted to show you how I harden my papers so they become more reusable and the lifespan actually just is longer and it creates a lot of replayability. So I recommend you do these with the actual mini games. You don't have to do it with the coloring pages or the puzzles unless you really want to. And this is not like you don't have to do this. If you want to just keep it as paper, keep it as paper. No one is pulling your leg. This is just what I did with my project for my kids. So I use a cereal box, not a sponsor. This is just the cereal box that I have this week. Um, so yeah, you just use a glue stick. You do not use any glue that is going to be wet. If you do that, it's going to ruin the paper quality. The colors are going to be wonky. It might be wavy as well. It's not going to turn out as a nice project. So I use glue stick. It's what works with me. It's very good and I have no problems with it so far. So yeah, you just rub them out so all the bubbles are flat. And I do recommend that you use the back of the cereal box because or else you're going to see the motifs through the paper and that's just not going to be very nice. It's going to be very distracting and it's just going to clash with the actual activity. If ever you have any corners poking out, I do recommend that you go back and put them down a little bit because it's just going to make a nice finished project. As you can see, they look like board games, regular board games, which is so exciting for me having created these from scratch. So I'm going to use actually another kind of cardboard. This cardboard is from Easter and I really like the pattern and I thought I could create something fun with it. For this game, you match the order. So whatever is on the card with the rectangle, you have to match with the squares. The squares are bigger images. You're going to take those ones and you're going to put them all into the little square in the big casserole. Why did I say casserole? Not a casserole. Anyways, so yeah, and the rectangle goes up above and you're gonna just see when I'm gonna show you because I'm gonna do everything step by step. I'm not gonna, leave you behind anywhere. So you glue these and these ones you need to glue like all the thing, not just like a little bit in the back because it's gonna be very important to have it stable. And don't leave right now because I am gonna show you how to laminate it with things at home. So it's not going to be lamination. That's very simple. That is an option. If you want to laminate it, go ahead. But I wanted just to show you what you could do with things that you might have in your home. So for the color match, you're going to have to do a little more cutting, like with the swerviness of the items. If you don't want to do that, cut them into squares, cut them into circles, however you feel comfortable with. If your child is working on cutting, these could be fun shapes for them to learn how to cut around. So yeah, you just need to cut around them and they're going to be put into the rectangles in the color match game. Again, make sure everything is glued very well because these ones are not going to have the wraparound tape that I usually do for the products. So the laminate I'm going to be using for the pawn pieces is actually just tape. Just get tape that will be large enough to go around the objects. I think most households have these. If you don't, again, you don't have to use tape. It just adds another layer of protection and replayability for your child to play this game over and over again, and maybe even with their friends. And if you have multiple children that are playing this game, I do think this is quite a lot of fun because you don't have to print them out over and over again. So if I could talk about the product for a second, I'm selling a PDF version of this activity book, which has these 2 mini games in it. And there's puzzles and coloring books and a maze, and there's even a find and color. It's a lot of fun. My kids absolutely adored it, and I could only hope that I could share this with another child because I put a lot of work into it, and I think it deserves to bring smiles to other children. So this process I like to call the sausage because it's just extending the tape and adding the products in an overlap this time. Next time it won't be overlapped, but this time it's overlapped because there's a lot of gap and spaces that would allow that the tape will still touch the image, no problem. So I just wanted to show you how I cut the more curvy things. I cut my stickers by hand in my store, so I have a lot of experience, and I just wanted to show you how I move the scissors and my hands to just give you an example and an extra help if you want to cut it this way. Again, you could keep these into papers if it's much easier for you to cut. It's not an obligation. I just wanted to show you again how I did it for myself and how I did it for my children to be able to replay it with the same papers. My PDF are direct downloads, so you'll have them right away. So if you're buying this right before Halloween, that's fine. You're gonna have it right away, and all you have to do is print it. And even the kids could cut it out if they want. That could be part of the activity. And you could print it out as many times as you want. So if you have multiple children, or you're a teacher and you want to put it in your classroom, or even just make the children have their own copy each, you're not going to be paying extra. It's really a one-time thing. It's a bit of a process that I wanted to go through to have projects that are rewarding. So products that I know that will be useful, and I do think that children's education is a huge important thing. Okay, so I created these characters thinking of gummies. I wanted to create these gummy little characters that are very Halloween-esque. So the bat was before that I showed you with the cutting, and this is the Frankenstein monster. I found him so adorable. I feel like I need to make stickers of him or something, so let me know if I should do that. I love him. And also the pumpkin. I added them a little shine to give that little gummy glow. This is how you play. You just take the colors of the products and you fill it up. So next game is a little more challenging and a lot of fun. So again, you're going to cut around the rectangles and the squares. The squares are the larger objects, and the rectangles are going to be smaller little objects. You don't have to cut around the objects for these ones. It's just squares and rectangles, so it's so much easier, and you could make it a little more durable because you could overlap the tape. Again, a choice. You don't have to do it that way. So the reason why I glued them in a row is because it just makes it a lot faster. You could do them by scissors, or you could, if you have a guillotine or something like that, just snap, 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 and it's done. It's actually way faster than the other game, and it's going to be one that if you want your kids to cut out through paper, it's a lot easier. If you want a more complex match the order game, my previous book has more in the row. So if you want that, you could look into it. It's like a little monster book. It's really adorable, but it's not Halloween style. It's really like as if the monsters lived in daily life. I find them adorable. So this is a tape. Again, I'm going to use the method of like I guess a sausage method, where you put tape down, and then you're going to put the cards on one by one. So you only have to tape once and cut as many times as there are items, not cut tape, and like play with the tape over and over again. This was the more efficient way for me. So once that's all done, all you have to do is cut in between each tape. and fold it. And how specific you get is up to you. You could cut the corners and fold it and it'll fold just like the board games, or you could just trim off after with your scissors, just like that. This works with the squares and the rectangles. Look how nice that looks. It looks like a real card, you know? So once you're done, they're going to be all really resistant cards, and this is how you play. You're going to put the rectangle in the spot and the squares matching the rectangle, just like that. So we're going to do next is we're going to put if you want to use laminate, you could use laminate. But I found a cheaper option is to get a binder wrap like this. The previous video of my mini games, I actually used just a simple binder sleeve. That works really well too. I do like this one because when you pull off the items, the plastic doesn't move. So I might go back and fix that. Like you see, I'm cutting out the edges like I was talking about for the tape. If you want to do it that way for this the little cards, that could be fine too. So this is very much how I do my stickers, but the laminate is a bit different because it's a binder wrap, and the binder wrap is a lot more supple, malleable, and easier to damage. But if you take your time with it and if you go softly with it, you're just going to take a ruler with a scrap fabric and just slowly just rub it, not scratch. And the reason why I recommend putting fabric onto the ruler is because the rulers could scratch, whether it's wood or plastic or metal. So you're gonna see me, I'm gonna go get the ruler right now, and you're gonna see the motions that I take. And I just want to really hyphenate that I'm just rubbing, I'm not scratching. And this just prevents any air bubbles or just irregularities to create like a fold or anything. Just go slowly, and once it's really stuck, you could just start pulling, and if ever it gets stuck again, you could just start pulling the paper, and make sure that you actually stick the binder wrap on the table because it adds stability. And you could just rub the ruler a few times, or as many times you think it might need. So as you can see the full cereal box now. If that bothers you, just put a paper in the back, just glue it, and then put the binder wrap on top of it. So it's going to be completely hidden, or you do you. If you want to have the wrap more hidden, that's okay too. You could just put it right on top. Because the corners are cut, you're going to see that it's a lot easier to fold. That's why I'm saying if you want to do with the cards, you could do it like that, or you could just cut them how I did. You're going to see that the board game is a lot more glossy this way, and it's way more durable. So we're going to add something to stick. I use tape. If you do use this method, I recommend that you actually bring tape with you, because sometimes the tape gets less sticky, or the kids drop it somewhere and the tape like gets dust and stuff. Yeah, so basically I recommend that you either use tape, bring tape with you, or you could bring sticky tack. I guess you could bring more sticky tack somewhere just in case. You could attach it to the binder somewhere, or even Velcro. I think Velcro would be a very stable way of using it, but it's a little more pricey. My children used tape, and it lasted throughout the trip. Near the end of the trip, from the other game, I had little mini cards. Those ones were the ones that used up more easily because the child was like pushing the card around, you know? So yeah, anyways, it works really well. Here I just did it for those ones, but in the end I did it for every single square because I thought it was a really good way to store the squares. So like you could see right here, it goes like that. It looks really good. So the color match is really just, sorry, not the color match, follow the recipe is just taking which rectangle you want and sticking it up there and reordering the items to match and follow the recipe. So again, if you don't want to do all this reinforcement, because it is a bit of extra work, you don't have to. It works perfectly fine with paper. You could just slip it into you could just slip it into binder envelopes even, just for the board, or again, paper, that's fine. You could even print it on a harder paper like a cardstock. That would add a little extra replayability and strength. But yeah, it's up to your discretion. Papers is perfectly fine. I wanted to do this video so people who like to reuse things like cardboard boxes here have the opportunity to do so and be a little crafty. And like I've been saying throughout the video, I'm sorry for repeating, but this is what the video is about. It's just to increase the lifespan of the product and make it stronger for your child to reuse and have lots of fun. So this is the type of paper I'm talking about that you could add. It will hide all the fact that this was once upon a time a cereal box. So let me know which one you liked. Did you like the Halloween color match game, or did you like more the follow the recipe game? And if you have any tips, or ideas, let me know. I would love to know. I hope you enjoy this. I did create these for my sons and they had a blast, so that was already so rewarding, and it really warmed my heart to watch them play it and have a smile on their face. My eldest son saw me make it and he absolutely needed to try it. And this is him and his little hands going all over the game, and he really enjoyed himself. And I just wanted to show this little bit to show to parents that it is easy for a child to play. It's not too hard, and I hope that my products could bring smiles to other children, and it was really a product through the heart, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right. Have a nice day. Bye.